Now, when it's Women Wednesday, we try to bring you the best of the best. We have women on every single day, and more often than not, the women's perspective is way better than most of the men we have on here. But we focus in on women in the arts, women in business, women in politics, women in philanthropy. All women of all styles come on our show, and all voices are always heard here. And we're very lucky today to be joined by singer, songstress, songwriter, and Donald Trump supporter, Joy Villa. Joins us by Skype today. Hello, Joy. Thanks so much.
Hi. It's a pleasure.
Well, first and foremost, welcome home. I know you're probably not welcomed on many political talk shows in the entertainment crowd, but you're always at home with us. You're welcome here anytime.
Thanks.
And I follow you. I see all your social stuff. And the more I see of how you support our president, the more I realize, how brave you are, because in your world and in your community and in your business, there aren't many people that are willing to be as public as you are, and I commend you for that. Thank you.
I appreciate that. Thank you. It's a crazy world when you can't just be supporting the president without getting death threats or hate or being shut down or blacklisting. It's kind of crazy right now, but I wouldn't have it any other way. For what I do, I can use my voice and support this administration, which is important because we elected a great man as president.
I agree with you. And when she says use her voice, some voice it is. And let's take a listen to one of, in my view, your greatest hits, Make America Great. And here's a little snippet of that for you at home. Well, first, awesome song, okay? I love you. Were you giving us a little a cappella there in the background?
I was. Let's make America great again.
Yeah.
We can back twice as strong.
Keep going. You preach, baby, preach.
Know it.
Amazing. So, my assumption is that you don't have any grand aspirations that the American Academy of Recording Arts is going to give you a Grammy for this song.
Not for that song, but mark my words, I'll definitely get a Grammy.
Oh, I know you will, but I have a feeling that the leftists in the entertainment industry are not going to give that one any serious consideration.
No. They would rather it didn't exist. In fact, I was working with a producer on some other music, and we had this sound engineer that we were going to use. He's very highly sought after, big in the industry, worked on big stuff, Ariana Grande, blah, blah, blah. And when he found out that I created a song called Make America Great Again, he was like, I refuse to work with you. I will not work with Joy Villa. I cannot, and I refuse it. And I'm like, how bigoted of you.
That's pretty amazing. I'll tell you, I'll give you a similar story. I have a former business partner who's a great television producer, amazing television producer, okay? And he's out of work, asking me if I know of any gigs for him. I say, I have a television show, as you know, and we could use you. You're a great television guy. And he said, no, forget it. He's out of work, but he won't take a job working on my show because we support Trump. So that shows you how wacky the left can be, right?
They're so wacky, and then they'll blame the government, or they'll blame Trump, or they'll blame the supporters because they don't have a job. When there's jobs to be had, they just refuse to take them. It's victim mentality, victim 101. They love being a victim. I think the biggest difference between the left and the right is saying you can choose your fate, you can take responsibility, you can work to achieve something and yours alone. And the left is saying you are a victim, you are it's a process of what's been done to you. You cannot choose your fate. What you're born with is all you have. It's other people's fault. So and I never prescribed to that. Even when I was on the left, I didn't have the victim mentality.
So Joy, right here on Liquid Lunch, I hope you're going to come on with us some more because your voice is important in the whole dialogue. But every single day we do a segment called the Mix It Up. And we actually bring on a Democrat and a Republican. Neither one of them are getting paid to be, a lackey or take a beating. They're thoughtful, insightful folks on both sides, and we let them mix it up. And the one rule is, hey, thoughtful conversation is had, and at the end, no matter what, we shake hands and we part friends. Sometimes we have a drink in the Liquid Lunch Lounge afterwards.
I love that.
So maybe one day we got to get you in here to mix it up with somebody.
I love to mix it up. That's what I do best. That's what I always say. I say a lot of liberals are just uneducated Republicans.
Wow. All right. Well, I like that. So,
But I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean once you start talking to them, they will figure out that you have more in common than you think. And also, it's okay if someone thinks different than me. I can still be their friend and accept them. I would never blacklist someone or cancel someone or unfriend someone just because they think differently than me.
I was really happy. I don't know if you remember a couple of months back, but there was a shot on social media of Ellen sitting next to George W. Bush, right? And they were talking at a Dallas Cowboys with the guy. I could be cordial and social with the guy. Just because we don't have the same political, stop it already. I wish some more people in Hollywood would come out like that.
I wish they would too. She really took a stand. And, I think Ellen's doing a great job doing that. And I hope she has the president on her show soon.
That would be nice.
That would be great. Like, just show people we can agree to disagree. And I thought that was lovely, too. We do need more people to do that.
So,
because that's what the world actually is. We're not hating each other. We're not at each other's throats. But if you look at the media, you look at Hollywood, you look at my world, you would think that's how it is. When it's not that segregated. Not yet, unless the left really gets what they want.
So, Joy, I try my best to be fresh dressed like $1 million every single day.
All right.
You are just shading me like nobody's business. Where do you get these amazing gowns that you wear to the ceremonies and stuff?
Yeah, it's a great question. Well, I have a designer. Her name is Desi. Her company is called Desi Designs Couture, and she creates all my designs from scratch. And we create these creations together. She's an impeccable designer. She's worked with Disney. She's worked on major films. So she has that costume background. And we just put it together. And I think of the message very much at the last minute. That's when I really decide and hone in on what I want to say. But we pick the event. I get invited to the Grammys or, the Emmys or whatever events I'm going to. And then I say, okay, let's create a dress based around this concept, and she'll come up with a couple sketches, and then I'll pick it, and we'll get the accessories, and it's exciting. I'm really proud of the team I get to work with. It's exciting and fun, and I play with it. It's why a lot of people hate that I have so much fun with my fashion, but that's really the core part of it. I think being a conservative, being a woman of color in the scene, the art scene, is I have fun, and we can't ever lose our fun.
Well, we're having fun every day here at Liquid Lunch, so you're welcome anytime. But I must say, I don't know how fun it is wearing those dresses because it looks like you poured into them. They look like they're skin tight.
You see that? I mean, they're a hug in my body. Every curve is covered to the exact minute or inch, exact millimeter.
I think we noticed that part. Me, when they give me, my suit guy is telling me that I got to get these more European cuts, that they're like a little slimmer and they're a little tighter. And to wear some of them, I got to put on like 2 pair of Spanx to get it going.
Well, I don't have to wear Spanx, but that's where the vegan diet and the weightlifting comes into play.
There you go. Well, I don't know how good I could do on either one of those. But, Mike Bloomberg is burst on the scene now to try to challenge our president that you and I both support. He's throwing around like $350 million. He's surged to second place now in the national polls. Isn't it strange that the leading contender for the Democrats right now is Bernie Sanders, who's not even a Democrat. And now number 2 is Mike Bloomberg, who's only been a Democrat for 2 years. Is that the best they have to offer?
That's the best they have to offer. They're desperate at this point. They want anyone and everyone that they can get because they don't have a plan. They don't have a clear, concise. Really, the goal is only to beat Trump, but they don't have anything above that. Right? They don't have a plan for America, for the economy, for taxes, for families. They don't have anything. And they're just throwing everything at these 2, clowns. And it's a fun sight to see, actually, because they're going to get slaughtered.
So Joy, to me, you're like a unicorn, right? You're a woman of color. You're in the arts and entertainment business. You're a Trump supporter, which women aren't usually, or they say women aren't. They say minorities aren't it. You're all of it, and you're in the entertainment business. Mike Bloomberg, it seems, has this history of really ridiculing both minorities and women. And you fit into both those categories. One of the things he said to some of his employees was when a guy in the office was getting married, he said to all the women around, hey, all of you girls line up and give him some blank as a wedding present. Is that going to help his campaign in your view?
What was the blank?
He was instructing the women that they should perform some kind of act on the guy because he was about to get married. That's pretty demeaning.
Kiss on the cheek, right?
Yeah, I mean, he was not talking about a kiss on the cheek. Do we have one more of those, Brian? We don't have any more? Okay. The other thing he said that I brought up in the last segment was when a woman who had just come back from maternity, and this came out this is public record, this came out in a deposition from a lawsuit against him. And the woman was asking for a little more time because she couldn't find a good nanny, and he basically said, what do you need a nanny for? The kid, all that kid does is eat and poop, basically. And he doesn't even know you at 1 month old. And all you need to do is find some black who doesn't even need to speak English to take care of him.
Oh, wow.
It's like a double whammy on women and minorities. I don't get it.
That's incredibly offensive. That's crazy. I mean, the point of it, too, is he's not going to be our president. He's not going to do a good job. This guy is rude, crude, and yeah, he's a businessman. He's a billionaire. He's got money, but he doesn't have the heart or what it takes to be the president and to come against Trump. I would actually like to see them in a Duke it all battle because Trump is so great at these debates. I mean, that's where he really shines. You know, he really can cut through the BS. Yeah. And so, hey, Bloomberg, come on up. If you're the best the Democrats have to offer, then they're really have set the bar extremely low.
I would look forward to the behind-the-scenes shots with Mini Mike standing on the little box, like the president keeps talking about, so he can reach up to the podium if they have a do debate. But
hear all the jokes and all the insults, like all the little nicknames he's going to give him. Yeah. Did he call him Mini Mike?
Mike, that's the new one now. Yeah. So.
Like Mike Bloomberg, those are disgusting comments, and that shouldn't be allowed. And of course, he's going to say, "Oh, I've changed," and all this stuff. And he's going to try to say, "Well, your president said things." The point of the matter is, we have a president who has a proven track record, and to beat him, an incumbent president, it's going to be extremely hard. They're going to have somebody who's got everything, and they don't have any of that. So the Democrats have really thrown the baby out with the bathwater by putting their chips all in on this phony baloney impeachment scandal, which obviously fell through, like all of their other stuff, their Russia stuff, when they should have been throwing their chips behind a good candidate who could at least match our president, which they didn't. So they don't know how to play chess. This isn't checkers. This is chess, and they're losing.
Right. All right. Well, Joy Villa, she's a fashion icon. She's an amazing artist, entertainer, songstress. She made the song Make America Great Again, which is just unbelievable. And we got to get you here in studio, but anything you want to talk about, like I said, welcome home. You're welcome here at any time, and your voice is very important to be heard. Thank you for joining us, Joy. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I'll be back. I'll see you in New York one day.
Great. Thank you so much. That's Joy Villa. We're going to take a quick break right now. We're going to come back and talk about markets and what's happening with your portfolio with Hillary Kramer right after this.